are the other 5?
So there's Australia and UK.
Interesting.
Other than that, what you have is decoupling, which is a form of deregulation, which means that you can have different sellers, so the last mile, the person who sends you the bill, and the person who provides you the power. So I live in DC. If I want to, I can have 100% wind power coming into my home, but it will still be provided by Pepco. And so everywhere, pretty much in the world, then, it's a monopoly for the utility that provides you the energy into your home. You can maybe swap out the actual generator, but where you pay the money is going to the same place. So these are monopolized providers.
We have that.
Right.
We can choose our retailer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Got it.
Yeah. And so the more this gets deregulated and people actually go and say, well, I no longer want to be with Pepco. I want somebody else to send me my bill. That obviously is going to be bad news for large utilities.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense. So maintaining customer engagement, satisfaction is a big deal for these utilities. The other program that I wanted to speak to, and we talked about it earlier, but Duke Energy, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they ran a pilot a few years back called the Avoided Cost Program, which allowed them to essentially decouple revenue from profit. So any energy efficiency and lower usage and savings that they had, they would keep and add to increase their margin. Are you familiar with that program?
So I'm not familiar with the Duke program, but I can tell you how energy efficiency is funded for virtually all utilities all utilities in the U.S. And most across the world. But the way it happens is that the regulators are forcing utilities to do something that's hurtful to their business, and they have lobbyists too. In fact, they have way more lobbyists than consumers. So the deal that they have struck is that they will be refunded the cost of the energy efficiency program. So all the license fees they paid OPAR, or paying OPAR now, they will get back. In addition, they will get back the lost profits on the energy they are no longer selling because of the energy efficiency savings. So the utility doesn't really care to some extent. Obviously, if it goes really large, you can't just send out a bill of here's a bill for energy you didn't use. That will get old. But we're still in a part of the curve where, they're like, we can do this energy efficiency thing. It's great because we get the same money. And that, as you pointed out, will actually increase their margins. And so on a typical bill anywhere, there are 3 sections on the bill. One, you pay for the grid, the delivery of energy, and then you pay for the energy generation, and then there are taxes and fees. And in that section is where you pay for the efficiency program. And so the consumers are literally paying this themselves.
Yeah. So just to summarize, you've got an increased focus on energy efficiency, which is obviously causing regulators to put more pressure on utilities. So they face those pressures and have to abide by those regulations. But at the same time, and again, they can pass everything through, so it's not affecting their profit. But at the same time, they do see benefit from having these programs because it increases customer engagement. And while they might not be seeing the short-term benefits of that, in the longer term, in certain markets with deregulation, that will become more and more important for the utilities to be using software and constantly engaging with their customers to keep their customers and increase revenues going forward. Is that a good summary of the market and where you see it going? Yeah.
Absolutely. But also, if you think about it, everybody has to have a website. Large utilities actually manage their websites quite frequently, and Pacific Gas and electric, for instance, would